Brad Keselowski, the 2012 NASCAR Cup Series champion and co-owner of RFK Racing, appeared poised to carry strong momentum into the new season, after finishing the previous year on a high note. That momentum came to a sudden halt during the offseason, when a simple off-track accident dramatically altered his immediate plans. Keselowski suffered a broken leg after slipping on ice, an injury that will temporarily sideline him and force him to miss NASCAR's season-opening exhibition event at Bowman Gray Stadium. Despite the severity of the injury, those close to Keselowski describe him as upbeat, motivated, and deeply focused on recovery. His rehabilitation has been progressing steadily, and his confidence remains high. According to team officials, he is optimistic about being physically ready to return in time for the Daytona 500, and all indications suggest his recovery is on schedule. The full details surrounding Keselowski's injury quickly became a major talking point across the NASCAR world. While fans were initially shocked to learn that the veteran driver would miss the clash at Bowman Gray, the bigger surprise came with the announcement of who would replace him behind the wheel of the iconic number 6 Ford. January 8, 2026, became an unexpected headline day for NASCAR. On that date, Keselowski officially confirmed he would not compete in the clash due to a broken leg. Unlike many racing injuries, this one had nothing to do with high speeds or on-track danger. There was no crash, no practice accident, and no mechanical failure. Instead, the injury stemmed from a quiet family ski trip just weeks earlier. On December 18, 2025, Keselowski was vacationing with his family when the accident occurred. After dropping his daughter off for ski lessons, he parked his vehicle and stepped onto an icy surface. In a split second, he lost his footing, fell, and suffered a catastrophic injury. The fall fractured his femur, the largest and strongest bone in the human body, ring just how violent the impact was. Many initially assumed the injury happened on the slopes, but Keselowski later clarified that it was simply a freak accident. He was rushed into emergency surgery in Boone, North Carolina, where doctors implanted titanium hardware to stabilize the bone. In interviews, Keselowski described the pain as more intense than any injury he had experienced in his long racing career, surpassing broken fingers, ribs, wrists, ankles, and even injuries sustained before he ever entered NASCAR. While femur fractures often have relatively favorable healing timelines, typically 8 to 12 weeks, the calendar presents a significant challenge. The clash at Bowman Gray is scheduled for February 1st, while the Daytona 500 follows just 2 weeks later on February 15th. Although the math technically allows for recovery in time for Daytona, Keselowski emphasized that there is a major difference between being medically healed and being physically prepared to endure the demands of racing at NASCAR's highest level. Rather than rushing back for the clash with no margin for error, Keselowski and RFK Racing made the calculated decision to prioritize long-term health and championship aspirations. As a result, the team announced that Corey LaJoie would drive the number 6 Ford at Bowman Gray. The announcement sent shockwaves through the NASCAR community. LaJoie, a respected but often overlooked competitor, spent the 2024 season with Spire Motorsports and ran a partial schedule in 2025 with RFK Racing. While he is not considered a headline star, LaJoie brings valuable experience with more than 276 career Cup Series starts to his name. Perhaps more importantly, LaJoie has a proven history at Bowman Gray Stadium. In 2012, he captured a victory there in ARCA competition, giving him first-hand experience at the tight, unforgiving quarter-mile concrete oval. Known as the Madhouse, Bowman Gray has hosted racing since 1949 and is famous for its close-quarters battles, heavy contact, and unpredictable outcomes. The decision to hold the clash at Bowman Gray instead of Daytona represents a bold shift for NASCAR's exhibition opener, emphasizing short-track chaos over superspeedway strategy. For LaJoie, it places him in a rare spotlight, giving him access to top-tier RFK Racing equipment for one of the most visible non-points races of the year. LaJoie's background adds another layer to the story. A third-generation driver, he comes from a family deeply rooted in motorsports. His grandfather, Don LaJoie, is a member of the New England Auto Racing Hall of Fame, while his father, Randy LaJoie, won back-to-back Xfinity Series championships in the late 90s. Despite this lineage, LaJoie's Cup Series career has largely been defined by underfunded teams and limited opportunities. This moment represents a chance for LaJoie to prove what he can do with competitive equipment. He publicly expressed gratitude for the opportunity, wished Keselowski a smooth recovery, and embraced the challenge of racing at Bowman Gray. But his role may not end there. LaJoie has also been named Keselowski's backup driver for the early portion of the season. If Keselowski is not medically cleared, LaJoie could find himself behind the wheel of the number 6 forward at the Daytona 500, the most prestigious race in NASCAR. That possibility carries enormous significance, both for LaJoie's career and for Keselowski's legacy. Keselowski has not missed a points-paying Cup Series race since October 2009, a streak that spans 581 consecutive starts. While missing the Clash does not affect that record, missing the Daytona 500 would. A setback in recovery could end one of the sport's most impressive durability streaks and dramatically alter the early season landscape. Keselowski's rehabilitation process has been demanding and relentless, often lasting 6 to 8 hours per day. Under the supervision of specialists from Atrium Health, he has made steady progress, though the injury involved more than just a broken bone. Initially, he experienced numbness from his knee to his hip due to nerve damage, a complication that added uncertainty to his recovery timeline. Thankfully, sensation has been gradually returning, and Keselowski has already reached major milestones. He can nearly walk without assistance and is close to lifting his leg under his own power. Significant progress given how serious the injury was just weeks earlier. During the darkest moments following the accident, Keselowski gained perspective in an unexpected way. While being transported in an ambulance, he learned of a plane crash involving close friend and fellow NASCAR driver Greg Biffle. That news reframed his own situation, reminding him that, painful as it was, things could have been far worse. Now all attention turns to Daytona. Keselowski has made it clear that his goal is to be ready when the green flag drops on February 15th. A key step in that process will be a medical evaluation and closed test session at Charlotte Motor Speedway on February 5th. NASCAR's clearance process requires drivers returning from injury to demonstrate they can safely operate the car, endure race-length distances, and handle the intense physical forces involved. Team leadership remains cautiously optimistic. Keselowski has already logged simulator time, a promising sign of progress. His determination and competitive drive are undeniable. The remaining question is whether his body can match his mindset in time. For Keselowski, missing the Daytona 500 would be a heartbreak.